Okay, I think I'm ready to go. I'm going to show you how I make a pair of bottle cap earrings. Well, at least get the bottle cap part prepared. So I'm starting off with these bottle caps, and unfortunately these guys have these terrible plastic inserts that some companies, some bottlers use. So this will give you a little bit of an idea, the more difficult side of doing this kind of bottle cap. So I've got a toaster oven right beneath here on a metal sheet, and it's been warming up to about 200 degrees. And I'm going to stick these inside. And what I am doing is just kind of loosening up, heating up that plastic a little bit to make it a little bit easier to pull out. And hopefully I'll be able to get it pretty clean, but normally with those kind, I'm going to end up with some melty plastic inside, and I will show you how I get rid of that with my Dremel tool with the steel wheel. All right, so we'll test one out and see if it doesn't usually take very long. Oh, yeah, perfect. So that came out pretty nicely, but there is a little bit of residue on the inside. That came out really nicer than they normally do. So this one's a little bit, yeah. So this is a pair of flat nose pliers. I found them to be the easiest to get those out. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it's giving off a nice amount of heat. All right, now I am going to uncrimp this just a little bit. It's a little bit easier to then get down to the residue. And those same flat nose pliers, I'm coming around and uncrimping that, like so. And yeah, we'll go ahead and do this other one. Okay. And I'm not trying to completely flatten that out, because otherwise I'd scratch the surface, and I don't want to do that. All right. So then I will turn this around and set it on my bench block. And hopefully, I'm just going to give this a couple of taps here, like that. And that's with a rubber mallet. All right, so that gives me a little bit easier surface to get that residue off. Let me go ahead and do this one. All right, that looks good. All right, so then with this, and you can see I've got some plastic buildup on here. I've got to really clean that off at some point. And I'm gonna drag reposition this a little bit. All right, Dremel tool. This has been tightened up, and I don't recall what this head is called, but I'll find out for you. All right, so holding on to this, I'm gonna get that going about half speed, and then you want to work all that out of there. Get it as smooth as you can. Get it all out. Because I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna paint this backside or what I want to do with it, but I just want it to be clean, and it flattens out better when you don't have any of this gunk on the inside. Little pressure to get all of it out, and you can see I'm kind of getting some of that silver up. Okay, that's good. All right, now is time for flattening, and I first use my frets. I've found this guy to work the best. And I'm going to reposition a little bit. Okay. Turn that over. All right, and I'm gonna hold this at a little bit of an angle and work this around. This domed edge works so well in flattening out the crimp part. All right, but then you can see it's really rounded out. So do that again, and I'm just basically going to go back and forth. And I don't want it to crimp up, so just kind of work from the outside in, and then this you can come back and use this side. And you have to go slow so that you don't get any folds. At this point, while I'm doing this, I'm kind of looking at the cap, trying to decide if I'm going to fold it, if I'm going to leave it completely flat and paint it or back it. And I think I might just fold this one because I like that graphic right on the top there. So I think I might try and fold it so you can see that part. I do like this orange. And I just had a thought. I just bought a Big Shot, and I'm wondering if I couldn't run this through and see if it doesn't flatten it out nice. I'm going to give it a try. So that just did a really nice flat. Perfect. Well, yay, that's excellent. All right. So I'm going to give it a try and see if I don't have to hammer this as much, which would be fantastic. I usually actually do this on a bench block that I can put on the floor so things aren't falling down and jiggling around on my work table. Alright, so I'm going to try, well shoot, I just am afraid that that's going to give me some folds when I put it through the Big Shot, so I'm going to try and flatten that out just a little bit more. Okay, all right, so you can see that it's pretty domed. All right, let me tilt this around so you can see my Big Shot. And here we go. Maybe. Okay. So just put that down. All right. Okay, so there we have it. And then I would proceed with my riveting and all of that good stuff. But first, I think I'll show you how I fold. And I grab my flat nose pliers again. And like I said, I think I want to keep something along those lines. So I'm going to use the side, kind of just eyeball it where it would be about half. Pinch it around. And then I'm going to use that so I'm not chipping any of my graphic. Yeah, I like that. All right, so let's see what this does. I'm going to take it out about here. And about here, I think. A little bit farther out. And the bottle caps have a little bit of forgiveness where you can come back and straighten it out, flatten it back out, and rework it, but you don't have too many opportunities to do that before you start seeing a lot of fold lines. So now, since this is going to be my back, I'm going to go ahead and use my riveting side. Whoops. Woo! Just very gently. You know what? I think I'm going to do this first. There we go. Nice. All right, and there we go. So that's gonna be perfect, I think. So I didn't get that particularly straight, but that's all right. Yeah, let's try and eyeball it again. There we go. Oh, perfect. Well, not really. Close enough, eh? All right, and same thing. I'm gonna go the opposite way. So that was my last fold, so I'm gonna make this my first fold. And remember when you're using these that this is not going to be your fold line. It's going to be a little bit farther out, so you kind of have to take that into consideration when you're folding. All right, so we're getting a little bit of resistance there. All right. Again, give this a good whack. Okay. Nice. All right, and I'm just going to flatten those edges just like that. Now so these are going to be earrings, so I'm going to want to put a rivet here and here at least, so that this will flatten out as much as possible and doesn't have like a point where things are gonna, like hair will catch on it. So we'll flatten that out and then put some openings at the top and the bottom.